What's going on, world? Instagram is tripping. Better yet, my phone is tripping. It's full of so much music and so many files. So I thought I'd continue the story via my YouTube channel, Spaceman. Please follow. More Spaceman TV to come. So the evening of May 20th, 2012, I chose to pursue to go to Applebee's. Me and my ex at the time was supposed to meet there and talk about everything going on. According to the story, because I remind you, I do not know what happened that night, but I have enough clues to kind of fill me in on what happened. I'm keeping a hunt down with y'all today, so don't mind my cigarette. And don't smoke either. Only the weed. So, according to the story, she said, fuck me. I decided to get super hammered. I had 7 double shots of Jack Daniels. I have a tendency to black out. It's in my family. I apparently blacked out. I ran around Steak and Shake while the customers looked at me through the window laughing at me. I ran through the restaurant crying and screaming at the top of my lungs. It was all a joke. The manager actually didn't call a cab for me. He did not do that. He kept going outside with me to smoke cigarettes. So, there was 2 bartenders working. The one not working said, cut me off. Cut me off. I had enough. Thank you. I'm not going to say your name, but you know who you are. I love you, baby. Another guy said, man, I'll give you a ride to anywhere you want to go. At the time, I thought that my boss from out of town, I'm not going to say any names, I'll just say exactly, was at the Super 8. Mind you, I say Super 8 in my song, Super. I told him to take me to the Super 8. I stumbled from the Super 8 to the Best Western, looking through car windows. I picked up a rock from somewhere. I threw it at the glass. It bounced back, caught me in the side of my head where my scar is present. Obviously, that's not what did it for me, because I picked the rock up and threw it through the glass. I took off through the hotel, and nobody seen me after that. People made calls all morning looking for my whereabouts. The following morning, my manager at Mellow Mushroom at the time was going to take the trash out and found me behind the dumpster in the woods, broken, beaten, bloodied, and bruised, clothes torn. I woke up in the hospital like it was a movie and said I must have had a long night looking at my arms, looking at the IVs. My mother said, you've been here the last 3 days. You just came out of coma. You were in surgery. I had to get brain surgery. I have to take seizure medication for the rest of my life. I have to watch when I'm looking at flashing lights because they can activate my epilepsy. See, a lot of people don't know I'm epileptic, but those that do, make sure I take my medication. But I have to live with the scar on the side of my head. I had one of the tallest hairstyles around. I had to cut it off because it was a half a bird's nest. I woke up in the hospital 30 pounds smaller. I could not walk. I had to be helped everywhere I went. I had broken ribs and 2 black eyes. Mind you, my head was the size of a watermelon while my body looked like a lollipop stick. Now, I have no memory of that night, but I do have my clues. So let's talk about after I got out of rehab. Mind you, I was living with my ex-girlfriend's sister and her brother-in-law. I had to pack up everything of hers in that room because it was killing me. The memories were tearing me apart. I came into my job every day. I hosted. Crying was like breathing. When I say that, I was crying and did not even know I was crying. People were asking me, was I okay? And all I could say was yes. Alcohol could not cure the pain. Weed could not cure the pain. God was the only thing that could truly cure the pain, and I did not turn to him. I turned to the bottle. The worst mistake I could have made in my life. So my ex-girlfriend's sister kept contacting me saying they keep coming to my residence looking for you. I keep telling them that you're in the hospital in a coma. And they keep saying if they find you, they're going to get us for harboring a fugitive. I took it upon myself to go get the warrant transferred from Guilford County to Alamance County because Wissett is technically Guilford County. I go there that morning to get the warrant transferred. So, I'm in there with a police officer, and one of the police officers says, yeah, I was the arresting officer that night. He said, you know that song Jack Daniel Kick My Ass? That was you all night long. He said, "You're probably on America's Funniest Criminals." Now, mind you, my mind was not in the right place at that time. I had 1,000 things going on in my mind. I was just happy to be alive, to see the blue sky, the green grass. But if I would have had common sense, the sense that I have right now, I would have questioned it. So I got the warrant transferred. I go to court. They didn't show me the footage from that night at Best Western. No, nothing. They said guilty. My lawyer actually stood up there and said, "Your Honor, he just wants it to go away." Of course I do. I don't even remember doing it. They put me on probation, supervised probation, for a year. They told me the payment, I had no job at the time. In order to lower the payment, I had to take it for another year. 45 days suspended. Mind you, my best friend, J. Calvin, just passed away the day I got out of rehab. My last grandparent passed away, Steve Richmond. A girl that I used to work with at Applebee's died out the blue. And to top the year off, my sister passes away. And to begin 2013, my daughter has to have heart surgery. These were the things that were going on at this time. Now, you might say, how do you know the police did this? This is why I say this. Why would he be so humorous about that night? Why wasn't I placed in jail? Why wasn't I placed in a cell to sleep my alcoholism off? Why did I have 2 black eyes? One rock cannot do that. Why did I have broken ribs? Now, sure, somebody might say maybe you were drunk and stumbled and got hit by a car. I can't believe that, because this officer thought this was funny. And I say this to let you know that I have dealt with the police on a first-hand basis and seen the dirty, corrupt games they play. Now, I told you they got me once illegally. That was that time. I'll take you to legally. I'm not going to say the officer's name, but he was called by my mother to come to our residence at 3904 Stony Creek School Road. He came in. I was seated at the oven where the pots and the pans be. I sat there in tears. He just came and started reaching behind me. Police protocol says that you're supposed to say, "Would you please stand," so they can pat you down. So when I said, "Whoa, what are you doing?" Then he says, "Get up." I get up. He says, "Okay, put your hands behind your back, face the wall." I said, "Officer, I am from the city of Yanceyville, North Carolina. I am from the county of Caswell. We have what is called domestic disturbance. They come talk to both parties. If there cannot be an agreement, one of the parties has to leave the residence." So he asked me the same thing 2 times. The 3rd time he said, "Okay, I'm tired of playing with you. Get face down on the ground and put your hands behind your back." I stood firm in my beliefs and said, "No, officer, this is between me and my mother. If she asks me to leave, I shall leave." He said, "Okay, you want to play tough." So he rushes me and grabs me around my waist, head first. Mind you, I am a former Barley Yancey High School wrestler. Go Bucks. And I am pretty good at grappling. So I said in my mind, my bed was placed, it was 2 mattresses at the time sitting on the ground. I said, the minute that he pushes me towards my bedroom and my heel hits the mattress, I'm going to turn when all his weight is leaning on me, and I'm going to toss him on the other side of his mattress. And I did just that. He grabbed me around my waist. Mind you, I am not the tallest guy in the world, but I'm far from the shortest. I locked my legs around his and pushed out and took off. I knew I had to get away from that moment because I was going to get resistant arrest. I didn't have knowledge of how the taser game worked. I always thought they had to be up on you and hit you with it. So I ran. I tried to zigzag, and I felt the shock in my back. Boom. And pardon my expletive, I said, "Oh shit." I fell into the washer. I said, "I got to get out of here right now." It's raining, thundering, and lightning outside, and I live around at that time, I lived around a lot of red dirt that turned into red mud during the rain, of course. As I hit the bottom step of the back porch, the second taser hit me. I turned over, I flipped, my body flipped. Only thing I could feel was my face. He pulled his gun out and said, "Don't move." I said, "Officer, I can't move. Only thing I could feel is my face." They let me sit in the rain, in my hoodie, in my jeans, and mind you, my pants were sagging. That's why you should keep your pants up. They let me sit in the mud on my knees with rain pouring down for at least 15 to 20 minutes, and then called the EMS to pull the tasers out my back. The officer came back to me the following week while on duty and said, the officers down at the precinct said I used incorrect protocol. I was supposed to tell you to stand up. He said, I apologize. He said, you got me. I've been working out a lot more lately. I smiled it off and they threw the case out of court. And I say all these things to say this, guys. Do you know that they are killing us off at an alarming rate right now? It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Indian, Asian. It does not matter. We are one race, the human race. If you get killed, I have lost a brother or a sister. This place is a temporary stop to our final destination. We have got to come together, not unite to fight, but unite to stand, be a united front. We have to have each other's back. We cannot give them reason to retaliate. We can't be out here fighting and shooting at each other. Why would you shoot in an apartment complex? There are children in these apartments. Sleep peacefully. There are parents in these houses. Why are we shooting at each other? They are shooting at us. Why aggravate? Why give them a reason to do what they want to do? Guys, it almost brings tears to my eyes. We have got to stop. We have got to become one. Stop all the pettiness. Who cares who did what? We all want to live to see tomorrow. No parent wants to bury their child like no child wants to bury their parent. Guys, it is me, your space, young spaceman, the space, Terry Mack Richmond Jr. I am speaking to you, the people, the masses, and telling you, stop the violence. Because black lives do matter, but all lives matter. It just so happened that that media is blowing up African Americans getting killed. Mind you, there are Caucasians getting killed behind the scenes. There are Mexicans, Latinos, all getting killed behind the scenes. And whatever you do, guys, do not let this turn into a race war. It is not black versus white. It's not white versus black. It is the human race versus a corrupt system. Not all police are corrupt. Now let me say that before anybody misinterprets my message. But from the looks of things, the bad cops are making it really hard for the good cops. And it all plays all in the same way. Bad moms make it hard for good moms. Bad dads make it hard for good dads. Bad people make it hard for good people, and bad cops make it hard for good cops. Guys, you may have hands. You see these? Mine are full of black ink from packing boxes and doing that from 8 o'clock this morning to 6 o'clock this evening. Now, I want to go in deeper about that. They put a breaking and entering on my record. There, I actually watched me apply to Bryan Center, and they do my tax information just to be told that they could not hire me. Hardee's wanted to hire me, but they told me my criminal record would not allow them to hire me. Burlington Coat Factory in Raleigh wanted to hire me, but the breaking and entering made it where I was unhireable. If that's the word, I don't know. All I'm saying, guys, all it takes is one mistake to mess up your record forever. This is something that I'm going to preach to my daughter as she grows. So, guys, it's time to come together. Love your brother. Love your sister. Be there for each other. Only love can conquer hate. That is the message that Martin Luther King screamed. We don't need to rally up our guns and go busting at them. Because when we stand as a united front, saying that we're here and we're not wrong, we're humans just like you're humans. The only difference between you and I is the badge on your shirt. That's the only difference. You took a oath under law in front of a judge to serve, to protect. Why has this become an era where we need protection from those that are supposed to be protecting us? I used to be on the block, trying to make ends meet. I have more fear now of the police than I did then. When I'm on the highway or whether I'm driving regularly, when I think the police are behind me, sometimes I drive below the speed limit to keep anything unnecessary from happening. Guys, it's time to stop the violence. This is me talking to you all. Stop the violence, guys. Promote peace, not war. Space.